Welcome to Game Therapy, and today we're going to be talking about arrogance. Arrogance is something that plagues everyone, even myself at times. I always think that I can get things off the first time, and we're going to see if we can, wait, hold on 1 second. If we can, possibly, make it to, that top mountain up there. So, right in the sunset. Damn it. Alright, we didn't make it yet. And that's how arrogance can get you kicked to you sometimes. You can think that sometimes you're like, oh, I got this, and then arrogance can bite you because of your lack of skill. But always remember that just because you have a lack of skill doesn't mean you can't learn. Realize that your lack of skill doesn't make you a pauper as far as a prince goes, because people who are born into certain things don't have as much. Awesome, that sucks. I thought that was gonna work, but it didn't hit it straight on. All right, there we go. Alright, so arrogance can sometimes make us believe that we're something that we're not. Like you can lie to yourself sometimes and be like, I'm like how on like some series they have people who lie to themselves. It's usually one of the main characters that kind of like lie to themselves because of the kind of person they are, or they lie to a different person telling them they're a certain kind of person even though they know they're not. So. And that arrogance can like get them in a lie, and then also them thinking that they're better at lying than they obviously aren't. But that kind of puts them in a way to that makes them believe that they're something they're not, and then it puts them in a pattern that kind of like makes them go like into a certain kind of denial, and that's what arrogance can do. It denies like, oh, you don't know what I'm telling the truth or not. You don't know if I'm telling the truth or not, but you know that I'm saying it, and if I'm saying it, then I must be telling the truth. And also too, I mean, those kind of series don't look at other people's like they don't have other people like thinking about the same things, or and I just did a really cool move there, but we're gonna see if we can do it again. Because obviously I just got a little bit lucky, but shit. Alright. Probably should have moved. Alright. So, didn't do it right. But yeah, arrogance can make you believe that you're better than you actually are. So so obviously I didn't pull that off the second time, but I didn't even go up the same mountain. So realizing that I don't know where the mountains are, I'm just going up mountains and trying to see if I can make it to. Oh my god. But yeah, trying to believe that you're a different person and lie to yourself about that, because that's what arrogance really is. Arrogance is lying about your certain skill set. So lying to yourself about your certain skill set. But lying to yourself about what you can and can't do. I don't try to say that I'm a different person, or that I have a certain skill set, or that I'm a certain kind of person. But shit. All right. Realizing that here we go. But also too, realizing that, damn, I say realize a lot, but realizing that, that you're better than you think you are sometimes is the absolute, I'd say, I mean, as far as a person, you're a better person than you think you are. You don't give yourself enough credit sometimes, and I haven't given myself know that that's enough credit. So, the voices front yard. All right. Realizing that that arrogance is that arrogance is real. That people should realize that all they have to do is practice, and some people don't realize that. They realize that, I don't have to practice, I just have to make people believe that I'm a certain kind of thing, and that's lying to them. But once you lie to yourself, that's arrogance. So I'm saying it over and over again, but I'm trying to get to a certain point. So awesome. And today's live stream is not brought to you by Rouse's Water, because I'm in New Orleans, and Rouse's is a main food distributor. All right, but we're gonna see if we can do it at night. All right. Oh, yeah, motorcycle. All right, so taking arrogance into account, there are a lot of things that people say that they can do that they only get done by sheer luck, I guess. Like saying that, you'll land on your feet is giving someone confidence. But saying, oh, yeah, I've done it 1,000 times, I know how to land on my feet, that, whether it's a truth or a lie, is usually arrogance. And if they haven't done it 1,000 times, then, you know, they're, what's the word? Buffing. They're buffing. And stop it, Bo. Stop chasing the cat. I'd say that the more you realize that you're arrogant, the more you realize that you gotta practice, and the more you'll practice. So, the more that people will have to understand that, I mean, other people can see through their bullshit. When you're arrogant, you think that no one can see your lies. You can think that no one can see your true face. But realizing that your true face is just, you're not as cool as you think you are. Like, I'm not as cool as I am, because there's 0 viewers still, and no one watching, because I have terrible, terrible advertisements, because it's 0 to none, and I hate this motorcycle, so I'm gonna get another one. Alright, it makes weird noises and stupidness. Alright, let's go. Alright, so we're doing it. We're doing it in the desert. We're jumping fucking... We're doing shit in the desert. We're doing it. It's fun. It's fun. Fun times. We just gotta make sure we don't run into any rocks and stuff. But deserts usually have a lot of rocks, so we're probably gonna fail a lot. It'll be tight. But but yeah, arrogance can get you into a lot of trouble, especially if you fail. It can get you into a lot of things if you're gambling. It's why gambling is such a bad thing sometimes, because arrogance can make you think you're gonna get 7 or an 11, and you get snake eyes. You realize how terrible you are at gambling. Shit! That was awesome though. Alright. Realizing that that you're not going to be able to practice just overnight. That you're not going to be able to get it out of whatever you want to get it to. Get whatever your skill level, or whatever you want to get it to, overnight. It takes a lot of time. And I've just started doing this stuff, so, like, not even, let's say, how many have I done? It's been about 40, so I've done like 1 or 2 per night. So, I think I've been doing it for a month, so I didn't think that it was going to be like a big thing anyways. I was just doing this for my own records, pretty much. But, if anyone wants to listen, shut up, your picnic is mine! Alright, awesome. And realizing that that the more you think about it, the more you're able to understand that it is usually time for you to move on to a different thing. Once you kind of realize that you're not good at a certain thing, say for instance, playing the field, as far as like things go, I mean, if you lie to yourself trying to say that you're actually like, oh, I'm a single man, you know, I mean, because I'm single, but I'm not like lying to myself and saying that, oh, I'm a ladies' man and all that other. No, I don't have that much game as much people think I do, or as much I think I do sometimes, and that's arrogance too. But I don't. I really don't. I have like little game, and I mostly talk about like stuff that I like, and that's the reason why I stopped doing that kind of stuff, because I used to play the field, and it was fun for a little while until I actually started getting into stuff that I didn't know about, you know? Like women that wanted things that not I couldn't provide, but I was inexperienced, you know, at. Come on, yay! All right. I was inexperienced at, and sometimes I'd mess up, or sometimes I'd do something and I'd laugh, and sometimes they would have it, and sometimes they wouldn't. So I mean, but like, realize that arrogance gets you nowhere. Like, believing that you're better than you actually are gets you nowhere. Like, nothing. It isn't like, it's not some sort of video game that, like, you walk past a certain person and your experience goes up to, like, a certain level. No, it's like, you just walk past the dude. You've been doing that since you were, like, 2 or 3. Depending upon how you learned when you learned how to walk. So, there's nothing new going on there. Man, I gotta stop this. Alright, awesome. There's nothing new going on there. So, realize that if you're not as experienced as you think you are, oh my god. Alright. If you're not as experienced as you think you are, then you're not as cool as you think you are either. And I mean, some people will give you a shot. It's like, my dad told me about some of his friends, and like said that like they were like he says that like he met this one guy who would go to up to 100 women and do the exact same pickup line, like grab her by the hand or just grasp her hand, not really like, and just say like, wow, you look really beautiful tonight, and I was wondering if we could go have sex. But that's the thing, but it's stupid to do, because, I mean, I don't know, if it's just stupid to do because I think it's stupid to do, because you're, I don't know, you're just, not to say that women don't just want sex sometimes. There are some cases where they do, but saying that to every single woman will get you found out to be like, wow, you just want sex all the time. And I mean, believe me, I want sex a lot, but I want sex from a person that's gonna want to be around me when we're not having sex. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Dang it. Alright. Gotta be another one. Alright, I just do our okay. Realizing that, and also, you're not as good as you think you are in bed. Like, people say that, like, oh, that, like, that's like the sex you see on TV is either way over exaggerated, or it's completely underwhelming. I mean, because I've seen sex on TV, and it's nothing like the sex that I have. It's nothing like the sex that I have. Nothing. There's nothing like the sex that I have. It's not like, oh, and then they come in like 20 seconds. Because, I mean, there's other stuff they want to put on TV, so, besides sex, so, but that's like, it's not like, it's not the sex that I have. Alright, realizing that, I mean, I can make myself, like, do that in like 30 to a minute. It's like I gotta do like really a lot in like 30 seconds to a minute. Yeah, it's a lot. But also too, that's a form of arrogance as well. Me thinking that, oh shit, oh my god, and I paid for it. Ah, damn it. That's what happens with her arrogance. Keep talking about stuff. But realizing that that you're not as good as you are in bed, as you think you are in bed. Because I've gotten compliments. I've gotten women who just were like, "Wow, that was amazing. That was really great," and or like I've gotten compliments because I was like on like what is that, like I was really good at what I did, I guess, as far as something went, and then women that were surprised, I guess. I'm not gonna give myself a repertoire or anything like that, or I'm not gonna upvote myself on sex, but oh shit, dang it. Gotta wait for the cheat to process. I celebrated there because it was amazing. But also too, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that I'm the best or anything like that. I mean, because I've like, I say what's the word? I've wanted to I wanted to appreciate like the person that I'm having sex with first. I mean, sometimes that wasn't always the case, but it wasn't like I was like, oh my gosh, that sucks. All right, once again, this live stream is brought to you by Rouse's, not brought to you by Rouse's water. It's delicious. I drink it because sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's good because sometimes it's cold, and sometimes I need something hot to keep me warm. But it's cold because it's been in the refrigerator. So, yep. See, sometimes I'm not good at at doing numbers and stuff. There we go. Sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm not. See? Because my mind moves really fast, so. But also too. All right. Realizing that that arrogance can get you in trouble. Arrogance about pretty much anything. Oh shit! There's a blocky thing. I wanted to jump it, but it didn't want to jump. It didn't want to let me. Okay, there's a bunch of blocky cars on right here. I'm gonna see if I get this. I'm gonna see if there's another. Oh god. It turned off. I should have gone straight off. And realizing that arrogance can get you, I'd say, reprimanded big time. Like say for instance, you think a firework is gonna not hit someone, and you shoot it and point it at them. You'd be like, don't worry, it'll go in a crazy direction. No, it usually does. Fucking motorcycle. No. I didn't mean to press that button. Also realizing that you're not the only person that feels that way, you know? Sometimes. You're not the only person that wants to be good now, you know? Or wants to be good at something now. You're not the only one, so just try to be more careful, you know? I realize that there are so many things that I need to make up and be a part of. Oh my god. Yeah. It's arrogance. I realize there are so many parts of what I want to do with myself, and I realize that there are so many things that I want to do, but can't sometimes. And I want to do so many things. I want to make so many things happen, but there's just so much time that I can't get back to myself. Oh shit. Oh shit. But also, the best way to manifest a skill, I guess, in real life is to visualize. To visualize and practice. Visualize what you want to do and keep practicing to do that. I guess you can hold the dice a certain way and I mean, you can hold the dice a certain way, but eventually you'll get kicked out for cheating. You can hold the dice a certain way, but I mean, and like hold your hand a certain way. You can practice throwing dice. Practice. Practice makes perfect eventually, because it does. I mean, you might die, but you might die. You might, afterward you die, you probably figure out that humanity is stupid, but understandably so. Because we all bet on like stupid freaking lotteries and shit, and act like, oh my god, this dollar is going to something good because it's going into another person's pocket just in case they win it. No, it is. So it's dumb. Pretty dumb. Or we're going in another person's pocket in case no one wins it and the house wins, because that's the house.
Oh crap!
Shut up. Alright. But realizing what you need to do and what you have to do in order to make yourself a skillful individual at something. Realize that you're never gonna be as good as you say you are. That's the reason why you'll never get paid as much as they want to pay you, or as much as you're worth. Because you're worth doing a good job. You're worth everything doing a good job. But there are so many variables that can actually get in the way of doing that. Then that's the reason why they pay you less. So any job you're at, any job you're around, any job you're being around, you're being paid less than you're actually worth at the job. Completely. Even if you're a dancer and you're making $30,000 a weekend. There are women that show up to a venue and get paid $100,000 no matter what.
Ah, Jesus!
So remember, you're getting paid less than you're worth. For your personality, for anything like that, for any kind of stuff that you're doing, you get paid less than you're worth. When you're getting paid $100,000 just to show up, then that's probably when you need to realize that you're you pretty much made it to the top a little bit, or at least the top of your own sort of thing. Because if you get paid $1 million just to show up, then you're probably owned by a company. But yeah, there's a certain part in there because you get paid, like, if you own your own business and stuff like that, you get paid a certain amount just to show up, because there's certain things that you need to do, there's certain people that you need to please, there's certain things that you need to make happen in order for certain things to happen, I guess. But realizing that that arrogance can only get you so far, and skill has to come in, and niceness, like, because niceness can go a very long way. Awesome. See, I turned down and then tried to turn, so it didn't work. But we'll try again. Realizing that that whenever you're actually out there and you're actually trying to do a really good job about something, realize that you are your own best friend. You're the only one out there that's going to pat yourself on the back, and arrogance kind of is like your own pat on the back. It's just saying, I knew it would happen like that, or saying stupid shit, because, I mean, you didn't know it would happen like that. You had an idea of the way you wanted it to be, but you didn't know that it would happen exactly that way, so. Oh, I thought that was a down ramp. Damn it. But making sure in every single endeavor you go to, you try to make the best of it. Because that's what I've tried for most of the things that I've done. So at least that's what I believe, and I'm not trying to be arrogant as far as or anything like that. But realizing that I'm gonna say this all the time, but yes, you have to realize stuff, and come to certain awakenings, and that you can make happen. It's just trying your best every day, and if you're not trying your best, then you're just like the rest. Yeah, that's a good saying. Awesome. If you're not trying your best, then you're just like the rest. I'm not saying that the rest are arrogant or anything like that, but if you're not trying your best, then you might as well just be doing nothing.
I'm sorry about that.
Amazing. Awesome. So, remember, arrogance can, you can die from arrogance. You really can. Like, if you believe that something is going to happen, that's what you believe, not what is going to happen. Because there's so many other things on that day that will happen. And if one thing goes right, that's your thing, it's your anchor, really, if you think about it. It's not really more of like what's going to happen, like, or anything like that. It's like, I knew that would happen. Then no, you had an idea that might happen, that might be an outcome. Don't say that you know that that happens. I knew it. I knew how would happen. Say, what? I totally thought that that would happen. What? I mean, I've been guilty of that, but I need to stop saying that stuff so much because I'll start to get like a jaded sort of feel out of things. And people who've known like what can happen. I mean, like, because that's happened to me a lot, where I was like, oh, I saw that coming, saw it coming. That's a good way. That's a good way to say it. I saw that coming. I kind of saw that coming in my mind's eye. Kind of pictured that in my own memory, pretty much. Oh man, missed a hit with the back end of a freaking motorcycle, and that was the end of it. Celebration, yeah. There it is. I wasn't gonna go that far though. Didn't feel like it. Alright, let's go up this mountain right here. Okay, see if we can do this. Okay, see. Are we going to this mountain top? Or are we going down? No, it's not. Yay, we're going up to the mountain top. Here we are going. There we go. We gotta jump it. Realizing that arrogance can get you a lot of no friends, you know? It can make you lose friends sometimes. Thinking you know a situation, or thinking you understand a situation, without actually understanding the situation. Not taking everyone's opinion into account, and or thinking that you know what's going on whenever you don't really know what's going on. So, and also arrogance can be like a set of skills that you think you have because of your experience, but realizing that that experience has to be a little more, has to be a little bit more, I'd say, weathered, I guess. But also realizing that that arrogance can sometimes get people a job. Arrogance can sometimes be a positive thing sometimes. But I mean, understanding that this certain kind of arrogance can actually get you, I'd say, fired. That same arrogance can actually get, I mean, it depends on all the situations in your life that happen, because
I just need a ride.
I don't give a shit. All right. Understanding that arrogance itself is, it manifests itself sometimes as confidence. When you're trying to be a better person, when you're trying to be a better thing for someone else's life, realize that you're not alone in your fight to want to be a part of someone's life or be a part of something's life. I mean, like, if you have an animal, a pet, and you're like, okay, I know how to do this. Like, you say you know how to do something. Like, it's like you say you know how to defuse a bomb, but I mean, but in some cases it would explode right in your face. So that's what it is, kind of. And that's the reason why I kind of did the whole Joe Bomb Squad. It's more of like a or Joe Bomb, the Joe Bomb Squad? Yeah, Joe Bomb Squad. It's more like, it's not a euphemism about arrogance, not just about arrogance, but when a situation kind of blows up, like, who's going to be there to defuse it, you know? Like, or when someone blows up on someone, like, is someone going to be there to defuse it? And that's what I kind of do, what I kind of did back in the day. I mean, people can say that I'm a terrible security guard, but at least I don't jump a man who stole $20 out of a fucking goddamn, what's the word, cash register? Yeah, that's retarded. They have insurance. They can take care of that. So, I'm not going to say the establishment, and I'm not going to say who or what, or who's managing or who's there, but I'm going to say that I died, and I should probably shut up now. But but yeah, I don't do that. I don't jump on people's backs at all. So it's stupid. It's dumb. Because what if that person has a knife or a gun and they just like reach back and shoot you in the fucking face? You know, you don't know that. You don't know whether that person has something on them. So you stay back as much as possible, and you say, "Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to give back the things that you took, and I'm going to be calling the police." Very much so. And that's the thing that you do. So, or like, or when you're done jumping on that person, you don't just stand next to that person. You don't just stand next to that person and then act like they're just not gonna go anywhere. You know, you don't just like expect that person to be as winded because, oh, you jumped on their back, so that means they're winded. No, that means that you need to call the police and let them take care of it because they have insurance. Probably why people lost their jobs. Anyways. Not gonna say the person, not gonna say the place. But other than that, I have arrogance sometimes because I've been in certain situations and stupid situations where things have hit the fan and people have been like, oh well, it's gonna be okay. It's like, no, it's not gonna be okay. We need to go somewhere where, and oh, they're fighting out in the street and they're not doing much. It's like, okay, then assume that one of them might have a gun on them. Assume that if they're out in the street yelling and arguing and pushing each other, then one of them might have a gun, or both of them. Close the doors to your establishment, get down on the ground. Hopefully he doesn't shoot for your head. I love the blank blank. But there's so many things that arrogance can get you if you don't know the right situation to do or the right thing to do in a certain situation. But also, I mean, in certain situations you have to let go and know that you did all you could, I guess, or at least you didn't heed. I mean, not heed. You didn't kneel to someone, I guess. And not to say that you should kneel to someone, because that's not what anyone wants. And if they want someone to kneel to, to be kneeled to, then they want a pet. They can go home and get their fucking dog. They can go home and teach their fucking dog tricks and shit. Because it's not blank, 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 blank. But understandably so. I mean, I've always thought of myself as I'd say a good person. I don't try to push my bounds, I guess. I mean, I can recognize a stupid situation, but also too, I can recognize when it's time for me to go. It's time for me to look for another place of employment. Because I mean, there's no place that's gonna be like, oh, this dude like totally took care of a whole bunch of different people that were going to a certain place, and he totally helped them out all the time, and I mean, you can say that like you can say that like that you're you can say that you're wanting to do something that's good, or you're wanting to say something that's good without any motives or anything like that, one way or the other, to actually like be like I guess selfish, I guess, but also understanding that that sometimes that doesn't matter at all. Like, it just matters if you're good at your job. Like, you don't have to be, you're not selfish or whatever. You just have to be good at a certain thing. Like, there we go. Yes, awesome. Oh my god, what am I doing? Oh my god. I could have gotten that lip. I need to get past that lip, and that would have been really awesome. But even with me saying about different stuff about my life, I mean, that's still arrogance as well. So I mean, it's a bit arrogant. it's a bit of arrogance, and I realized I had to check myself sometimes because no one's gonna want my opinions sometimes. No matter what, no one's gonna want my opinions because they think that I'm just fucking insane, or they think I think too much about certain things, and it's like, no, my mind moves fast, but it's pretty much saying that sometimes situations are fucked up, and sometimes people don't need to be trusted. But also, situations don't need to be trusted either. But, I don't always try to tell people what to do. I don't always try to tell people what to say or what to be, you know, because I'm never trying to tell anybody what to do, what to be. Never. Because, I mean... But, I will give my advice, though. And, in some situations, and not the ones that don't matter. Because sometimes situations can affect your, not affect, but they can define to a certain group of people or to a certain person pretty much for the rest of your life. And what you need to do and what you need to say is, thank you, ma'am, thank you, sir, thank you for this opportunity. That's all. Because that's all they are. I mean, no matter what they are to you. So, I mean, don't ever try to think that you're more than who you are, or you're more to someone than what you think you are. Because they'll go around walking, or talking, or saying something stupid around your back that you'd have never heard in front of them.
Oh, crap!
And because that's happened to me plenty of fucking times. Plenty of times. And I'm sure it's happened plenty more that I've never even heard of. So when you realize that it's not that you just look out for yourself, it's that you need to look out for your best interest. And other people's best interests that are in your corner, or that are on your team, or that are helping you. Because as soon as the lights are off, or the lights are on, depending upon what setting you're working at, a club or an event or anything, everybody goes home. I mean, they may go home thinking about you, or thinking about what you did, or thinking about how you failed, how you passed, how you did something well, or how you didn't do something well, but they're just going to be thinking about you. They're not going home with you. Sometimes. So, realize that it's the things that you did, or that you do, they don't define you as a person, but define you as a person to someone that has never even met you, or that has never known you. They will use every situation to make you think, or to make you believe that you're either passing or failing. Whether they want to positively reinforce you or negatively reinforce you, they're going to do or say whatever they want to do to make you feel like either the best person or the worst person in the world. And neither one of them should affect you. So when you're doing security, like I have done security, realize that no one's got your back. People may have, when everything's said and done, they'll be like, you did a good job and I really respect you for that. But they're not going to be like, oh, you get to come home now with us, or you get a free car, or hey, how's your life going? Do you want a new house? No, they're not going to do that unless they want something back from you. Or unless you're doing something for them completely out of just your own kindness of your heart, and they really, really appreciate it, and they want to give you a free house. That would be amazing, but it's not always gonna happen. Shut the fuck up. All right, but we're ready. We're ready to go down now. Oh my gosh! No, it's gonna die. I'm gonna die. Oh my god! Oh man, that been so cool, but I was on nothing but gravel. All right, my arrogance just decided to make me lie down on the gravel and fall instead of riding on it and surfing like a mad boss. All right, realize that arrogance gets you nowhere. Thinking that you're better than yourself will get you nowhere, but making sure that you're able to be the person that you really truly are is the only thing that you can probably ever hope for, I guess, in a line of criteria, in a line of work, in a line of anything, in a line of yourself, in a line of you just being yourself and doing something. So remember, arrogance can get you killed, it can get you ruined, it can get you beaten, it can get you broke, it can get you bankrupt, it can get you pretty much anything. But also remember that arrogance can make you one of a respected human being by just saying something that you don't really think you can do, but meaning it in a certain way that people believe you will, or people believe that you won't, or people believe that you, making them believe something that about you that is completely and utterly amazing. But in the same instance, realizing that you probably couldn't do that a second time if you tried. So remember, don't be arrogant and don't be cocky, or don't be like that, but realize that sometimes confidence can make you seem like you're the fucking shit, but when in actuality you're like pee-pee. But this has been Game Therapy, and I'm Joe Bomb Squad. So if you listen to this, thank you. If you ever listen to this, thank you very much. All right, that's the end of it. Shit, I just took a snapshot of the thing. It's a hard button to press sometimes. Bye.